This is the app that I've been using as my go-to app for screenshots. There's a few features that are missing that I think would be a good idea. It looks like it's a Vibe coded app. How do I know? Because yesterday during stream, I searched for it. I found the guy, I think here, Juan Sepulveda. I'm not sure if this is the guy. Seems like it. Macshot, improving vibe coding. At least he's honest about it, you know? So I like that. I like the honesty. You can go and see the process. I don't know if he knows or not, or he's just 100% vibe coding it. I'm not sure if he's a developer or if he's not. I have no idea. The nice thing is that it's open source. People that know can go and audit the app and see if there's anything wrong with it, whatever. There's more people, there's more eyes on the code, so good things come out of that. The other one that I tried the day before, Easy Snaps, that one is not open source. We don't know what it is. If you're intending on sharing your screen, I cannot see it, bro. Let me show you how it works, okay? So I come here to this thingy on the top. It has different ways of capturing the screen. By default, you would use this capture area, but this is way too noisy, and I personally don't like it, and I think it doesn't make sense to have all of this noise when you take a screenshot, because 90% of the times you will not edit the screenshot. That is like the default way, capture area. You get all the tools. I do like this, but on very specific occasions. So the way that I use it is this other one, quick capture. My magic mouse sends this already. If I double tap it, you're gonna see it here on the screen. It's all dirty, just deal with it. If I double click it, you're gonna see that it shows and I can take a screenshot, right? So I wanna see this thingy right here. Let me just close out of these, close out of this, and I need to take a screenshot of my screen, okay, of the entire thing. Just going to draw it here, and I like that this shows up. This is already in my clipboard. I'm gonna go to Reddit and I'm just going to paste, and you see I didn't have to do anything. I took the screenshot, copied it to my clipboard. The, I don't know, 5% of the times in which I need to edit the image, I have this little pencil right here. So I just click on edit and it's just going to bring it over here and I can modify it. But this rarely happens. I don't do this all the time, right? But the way that I did it yesterday on stream, let's draw something here. Let's draw, what happens if I select refined? Oh, does it smooth out the lines? It could be. We're gonna draw a clock here. Yep, it's a wristwatch. After I did my edits, I'm just gonna click quit. Okay, I like this. It asks me if I wanna save and close. I hit save and close. Now look at this. I'm gonna bring up the history. I have a key map for that, but it's the one shown here. Show history panel, okay? So if I type this key right here, this shows up. Look at this beauty. I can navigate it with my keyboard. And if I wanna edit one of these, which is the one that I just edited, just type Command E and it's going to bring it up. I don't see it because of my window manager. Don't worry about it. But look at this. This is editable. This is amazing. This is the exact same way that CleanShot works, okay? And this is the way that it should work. This shouldn't be burned into the image because a lot of the times you want to edit stuff here. Adding text here. Look at this. So that's good. I can add numbers if I want. Oh, I should have added numbers. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I can change the colors, you know, basic stuff. This is done by all of the different applications. So I'm just showing the way that it works. Capture previous area. So let's say that you're watching a video and let's say that you're doing this and you take a screenshot in the video, right, of this specific area. Okay, you have your screenshot, then you come into your notes, for example, to my daily note, just to give you an idea. And you're like, okay, link or sue video, and you add it to your notes, okay? So the screenshot is added there to my notes directly. What if you move forward in the video and you want to take another screenshot of the exact same area, right? You don't want to drag the whole shit around because you know what area you want to drag. So that's where this comes in. Capture last area. I have a key map already, but why is it showing me this tool? Capture previous area should just take the screenshot, bro. I don't want to see that tool. The creator of the app is going to watch this video and is going to let us know how to do it. What other one? Scrolling capture. I didn't try this one, but let's see how it works. Let's see if it works. Scroll capture. Select the whole thing. Oh, it has auto scroll. Okay, let's do it manually. Just going to be scrolling manually here. Let's see if it falls apart or if it handles it. These are useful sometimes. So let's stop this. Let's just, how do I open the image? I have to edit it, I think. Okay, let's see. Oh, it's good. It's good. Yep, it's actually good. We come back to the history. Open an editor. We have to save it. Okay, there we go. There it is. Let's take a look at the image. See how it looks, the actual image. Okay, looks good. It's decent. For such a huge screenshot, it does a good job. Okay, the format, you can specify it. So I set it to WebP. Take a look at this. WebP, 526 kilobytes. The resolution of this image is 4,000 pixels by 1,000. You can see that here. The first feedback that I have is that we should have an option for AVIF, okay? Because some of us need AVIF. All of the images in my blog post are AVIF. All of the images in my NeoVim are actually AVIF. Okay, let me take a screenshot of this thing right here. I'm going to save it. Okay, this is another feedback that I have for the creator of the tool. If I hit save, I want the image to be saved automatically. I don't want to see this pop-up message because I already specified here in the settings that I want my images to be stored in a specific location here. I already specified the location. I already specified the file name as well. So if there could be a toggle here, right, that we can check that says save images without prompt, that would be ideal. Take a look at what happens with CleanShot. I'm going to save and it's just going to export it. Save to export location. That's it. It saved it. Didn't ask me. So that's the way that should work. Missing features. Okay. Freeform and locked aspect ratio screenshots is not an option yet, I think. So let me show you what I'm talking about so that I don't have to explain it. If I bring up this tool right now, this is CleanShot, okay? Let's say that I need to take a screenshot for a YouTube post. I just come here to square and I just drag this around and I modify the size and I can take a screenshot of this area right here. It's a square one, right? But if on the other hand, I need to take a screenshot for a YouTube thumbnail, those are 16 by 9. Just come here, I drag this around and it's locked, the aspect ratio, okay? So just drag this and there goes my YouTube thumbnail. The feedback that I have here for macshot is if there could be custom aspect ratios, it would be amazing, right? Because there is some applications like Reddit, and I showed this on stream yesterday, that for the banner, for example, they have a really weird aspect ratio like this. So I cannot do this with CleanShot. If it would be possible to have an option to enter a custom aspect ratio, but also where you could enter a custom resolution, that would be amazing. URL to clear history. Okay, let me explain what I'm talking about here. Okay, let me explain what I mean by this. So if you do live streaming, sometimes you take screenshots for your work. For example, let's say you don't want to show those on stream, right? So whenever I start a recording, I have a script that does a lot of things, right? So start recording. So it opens some applications, it closes some applications, it configures my NeoVim. If you see the resolution, this line here is set to 70 right now. It reopens Kitty for me as well. Does a lot of different things, right? It switches my microphone, switches my audio source, a lot of things that this script does. Okay, so one of the things that I would like to do is to clear my screenshot history because I may have work-related stuff in here and I don't want that. So the easiest solution for that would be if you go to settings here and if you come here to general, you're gonna notice that this guy has a URL scheme. So I can take a capture from the terminal with a CLI command because of this scheme. So if I come here, I have it somewhere there. If I just send this command, you see that? Boom, we're good there. So if you could have an option here or in this supported scheme commands, if we can have this one right here, clear history, that would be amazing. And that is something that streamers would find useful. Wouldn't it be easier to have different OS users, one for streaming and one for work life? What do you mean? Like profiles? I don't want to complicate things too much, man. I just want to clear my screenshots. That's an idea as well. You can set a profile. So when I start my video recording, the script sets my profile to streaming. And when I execute my stop video recording script, it executes the normal profile. But that would mean more work for the developer, you know? So I think that the simplest thing, I don't care if I erase my screenshots, I'm fine. Hopefully, hopefully. This is only for the girls that use a magic mouse. So if I take a screenshot here, I would like to swipe on this thing to the right and to get removed. You see my mouse there? Look at what I'm doing with one finger, nothing happens. But if we look at this on CleanShot, capture area, I do this and I just swipe my finger to the right. It just closes it pretty much. Sometimes you get 4 or 5 on the screen and you just want to quickly get rid of them. Toggle to save edits. Okay, this is another option I think would be a good option. If in the settings, somewhere in here, we could have a toggle under capture maybe that allows you to save the settings or save the edits without asking, I would for sure 100% toggle that option because I don't want to be asked if I want to save. I just want to save the changes by default. And that's it. What do I mean? Let me bring this up. I'm going to edit this. Hold on, it's here. And if I do this, I want that to be saved. I just quit. Let's see if it saved it. Did it? Let's see. Oh no, it didn't. It didn't save it this time. And it didn't ask me if I wanted to save. So there's a bug right there. Okay, so let's say that I add other stuff here. Let's throw other things in here. It's a hairy arm. Let's see if it saves. Okay, it saves this time. It asks me to save this time. But, okay, so let's save it. If I add new items, it asks me to save. But if I move them, if I just reorganize the existing items there, it will not. I'm going to put the 6 here. And I'm just going to move this here. And I'm just going to quit. Let's bring it up again. It didn't save it. You see that? So that's a bug right there. Some of the bugs that I have discovered so far. If I take a screenshot of this part right here and I come here to this thingy and I beautify it, okay, there. Let's say that I want to have it that way. I don't want that thing there, okay. Corner, it's too much of a corner. Should we add some shadows there? You can add shadows. You see the shadow in the background? It should be nice if you have 2 sliders, intensity and size, right? So I want it to be intense, but I want the shadow to be smaller, right? Not too big, but smaller. You can change this. I'm gonna quit, right? Let's see what happened. Let's go back. Command E, didn't save the settings, okay? So that's a bug right there as well. If you save Beautify, it's destructive. It's burned into the image, okay? So what do I mean? Let's try it again. Let's do this. Just gonna hit here, save to macshot. We're gonna see what happens, okay? Let's see if it saved the image correctly. I clicked it twice, my bad. But let me open this. The quality here looks good, looks normal, okay? Nothing bad there. Let's go back to the history. Let's edit this image. Let's try to disable this Beautify. We can't because it was burned into the image and it shouldn't. Look, if I click Beautify, it adds it again. I can disable it. but the previous one stays there. This should not be destructive. This should be something that you can undo. So that's another bug right there. Remember, this is CleanShots. Let's set this one or this one, the image itself. No, let's just do this. Okay, so that is CleanShots. I'm gonna click done. Okay, I'm just gonna swipe this away so it's gone from there. What if in CleanShot I come back here to capture history, I restore this and I edit it? It was non-destructive. I can come back to this thing again and I can just disable the padding. The last bug that I want to talk about after applying vivid breaks, let's take a screenshot of this, of the window. Okay, I'm just going to edit the image. And if I come here to adjust, okay, it has some filters here. You see that I can go back and forth between them, right? Or this instant looks kind of purple, so I can go back. But notice what happens when I do vivid. It all goes to hell because it doesn't go back to normality, right? So this vivid filter is doing something. It's breaking up the rest of the filters. It fixes if I go back to none and then instant, it's fixed. But you can see how I switch between two filters normally. But if I switch between this and vivid, it breaks up. If you want the colors to pop, you can increase it a little bit. Here in the saturation, take a look at the greens and the oranges there. They pop out a little bit more.